Welcome to this episode of HR Fridays, our first guest of 2020. Very excited today to host the CEO of Precion HR, Mr. Joseph Ajal. We're talking about mentorship. I'm really excited to see what he is going to share with us today.
Thank you very much, Ruby.
I'm very excited to have you here. I really am.
Yeah.
What have been your favorite episodes of HR Fridays so far? Because I know you've watched some.
My absolute favorite was with David Motaka.
Okay. When we're talking about business versus business.
That's right.
Yeah.
I loved your interview with the outgoing president of the HR Fund House, Claude. Jean-Claude was real.
Yeah.
He was very, very real, talking about how he balances work and family and, having to work up country, having to commute to Kampala over the weekend. Yeah. And he has a very busy schedule. Then obviously his fitness and his attention to detail. And obviously Juliana.
Yeah. Juliana,
Yes, yeah. Understandably. She's a millennial leader who has scaled the heights of her career pretty fast. She's made a huge amount of impact on people who are twice her age.
But all those people aside, we're here because of you, Joseph Ajal. We were talking about mentorship. And I want to know, what's the difference between coaching and mentorship? What is mentorship?
In a simple way, I'd say mentorship is to replicate oneself in others. Either one-on-one, or through groups, or through a book, or through videos, or through audio or other materials, or through assignments, work assignments that they supervise. Coaching, on the other hand, it's a state where the client finds meaning and purpose in their own space. The coach, it's not the coach's responsibility to tell the client. That would be something else. That would perhaps be consulting, or in some instances even counseling.
So I want to know, do you have a mentor?
I have several mentors.
So it's okay to have many, right?
Absolutely. You can have one mentor, there's no limit as to how many mentors you can have, because every mentor, you relate with them based on the value they give to you. So one might be your public speaking mentor. One might be your career mentor. So in my case, HR, I would obviously have attached myself to fellow HR leaders who are more senior, more experienced, more accomplished than I myself am. And in that process, in that relationship, they would have helped me to grow over the years. Leadership, you could have a leadership mentor, somebody who is only there in your space, or you allow them into your space because you admire their leadership qualities, and so you want to be like them when you grow up.
Yeah.
So you learn from them. And also, the thing about mentors is that they may or may not have one-on-one contact with you.
So it's okay for them not to know that they're your mentor? Is that what you're saying?
It's absolutely possible that the people you look up to for mentorship may not even know you exist.
Really?
Yes.
So they're more or less like role models, so to speak.
They can be role models, but they should also be active mentors in your life. So the best... Let's look at different scenarios. You can have a mentor who doesn't even know that you exist at all. They are mentoring you through their videos. You watch their videos every day or every week.
Yeah.
They are books. They have authored books. So the fastest way to get into the mind of these brilliant people is to read their books. They all have books. They write nice books. They release videos. They release, ideas. So you get those ideas. That's a form of mentorship without them even realizing. Or to have an active mentorship relationship, for instance, workplace mentorship, where you have a series of mentors. These tend to be more senior leaders in the organization, more experienced, and then the less experienced employees or staff, whether they're graded trainees or interns or officers or mid-level managers or supervisors or team leaders, then come into a relationship with these senior managers and executives and C-suite members to say, what helped you to get to where you've gotten? You've had 10 years, 15 years or 20 years or even more of experience and practice. You have stellar qualifications. You have global exposure. How can I learn from those things to improve myself? So usually they tend to be somebody who is a subject matter expert in an area. So the best mentor for me as an HR person is, in most cases, would have to be somebody who is a fellow HR practitioner, but well accomplished.
I've had people say my dad is my mentor, my mom is my mentor, my sister. Is that possible?
Absolutely, yes.
So can you have, let's say, a mother who's a mentor, but your financial mentor? Maybe she's like a finance person.
Absolutely, yes.
It is, eh?
Yes. For starters, with or without career aspects or occupational things, your parents are by default your mentors. By default. A lot of us know the things that we know because we first learned them from our parents. Civility, politeness, saying sorry, saying please, pulling doors, holding chairs, those kinds of things we learned by and large from home. Then they were reinforced in school. Then they were reinforced at work. But by the time you get to this adult stage in your life, you would have already had some form of mentorship from home.
Is it possible for me to have a role model who's not really necessarily leading me the right way?
It is possible, but why would you willingly let yourself into a situation that leads you off the path of achievement, off the path of fulfillment?
Are you someone's mentor?
Yes, I mentor several people.
Do you have anyone you mentor who you don't know about? Perhaps.
It's possible.
Like books? Have you? It's possible, right?
It's
in the
possible.
Workspace, especially.
It's very, very possible. I meet a lot of young practitioners when we go for HRMAU meetings, Human Resource Managers Association of Uganda conferences, trainings and meetings. And lots of young people walk up to me whom I don't know. And they say, Joseph, back in 2013, I read this article that you had written, or perhaps I attended this particular conference at which you spoke, or perhaps we met at this particular training and you are facilitating or co-facilitating, and some of the things you said stuck with me. So I can proudly say I have a number of mentees who came into the workspace as interns. Some of them came into the workspace as graduate trainees, completely fresh from university, clueless about work.
Yeah.
Like they don't have any serious skills worth talking about, any serious competencies worth writing home about. They are very shy.
Yeah.
So slowly but surely, you find this person beginning to grow. And I can proudly say, from the people that I mentor, there are a couple of dozen senior managers and C-suite executives, a couple of CEOs, a few, and very many mid-level officers, mid-level managers that have gone through my mentorship.
As a mentor, now we're talking about the intentional mentorship. How does it make you feel, having that mentee who, over the years, you see them grow because of something you put in them? How does that make you feel as a mentor?
Exciting. It's really fulfilling. This is one of those times when it brings a lot of meaning to work, and this is one of those times when no matter how much you're paid, the satisfaction is not the same as that which you gain from seeing people grow. I get books. I have lots of books that I've never bought for myself, but I'm gifted by people that I've mentored. Somebody is traveling through an airport and there's this new release, this new book. They pick it up for me from duty free, or they send me a gift of headless headsets, wireless headsets, noise cancellation headsets, because I do a lot of online coaching using Zoom, so I need noise cancellation headsets a lot of the time.
The next time I see you with them, I'll know that's probably a gift from a mentee.
As a matter of fact, yes. As a matter of fact, yes.
Okay, Joseph, what does it do for you as a person, knowing that, okay, I'm perfect and I need to help someone?
Two things I'd like to respond to that. Number one is to stay authentic. Just be yourself. The thing about you, for example, Ruby, that really stands out amongst us who know you, fellow HR practitioners or colleagues, is you're just authentic. You're you. When you're doing your DJ thing, you're DJ Ruby, and you're really rocking it. And when you're doing your HR mentorship, you stand up on the podium and there are dozens or thousands or hundreds of young women that you're mentoring, and you're in your element. At that point, you're very, very, very professional HR practitioner, and everything you're saying can be checked out. It's authentic. The second thing is humility. You do realize that I feel I'm very, very privileged, very, very privileged, because I have had, the privilege of leading. Leading is not a right, it's a privilege. I have led at the corporate level in various industries: financial services, telecoms, fintech, startup. But at the end of the day, I'm human. I go home and I'm exhausted. Sometimes I black out on the couch, and sometimes I wake up in the morning and I don't feel the energy to go, because I'm just too exhausted, and yet I have to attend to my family obligations, my work obligations, my clients' needs, the different boards on which I sit and offer my services. I still need to fulfill the requirements they have. So it makes me very, very humble. And also, when I speak with my clients, I position them as the subject matter expert. I try as much as possible to encourage them to do the work for themselves. You can never put on muscles by watching videos of muscles, of people building muscles in the gym. You have to be in the gym yourself. You have to lift the weights yourself. However painful it is, you must be in the gym yourself lifting the weights.
Joseph, conclusively, why does everyone need a mentor?
Everyone needs a mentor because you cannot do it by yourself, Ruby. Impossible. I hear this explanation or this use of the statement that a self-made millionaire, self-made this, self-made that. I disagree with that statement 100%. There's nobody self-made. When you call yourself self-made, you're negating the impact your parents had on you. When you were a baby, you could not look after yourself. How can you be self-made? Before you even were conceived, were you even aware of that? You weren't. You were brought to life. Parents supported you through childhood, through adulthood, and put you somewhere. You've had teachers in schools. You've had bosses and supervisors. You've had colleagues and peers. You've had buddies. You've had friends. You've read books. You've gone through an educational system. So that means you're negating all of those contributions to your life. However, I would rather say we all tap from an ecosystem. I am who I am today because I've been mentored. I have been coached. I have been supervised. I've been trained. I've been guided. And so my encouragement is, you can never make it on your own. It's absolutely impossible. You need these networks. You need these people. You need these more senior people. For us who are in it today, we're either paying back by giving to the older generations or paying it forward by giving to the younger generations. And at this point, I think I'd probably just want to give credit to some of the people that have mentored me and for whom I'm eternally grateful. Eternally grateful. My number one HR mentor was a lady called Martha Elimu. She was my boss at Nation Media Group as head of HR. She now works for Comesa in Zambia as HR director. Marcella Bansi, when I worked at Sanlam Group, she was my head of HR for the rest of Africa, so she was my mentor as well. From coaching, Dr. Benko is a master certified coach. He's been my coaching mentor. He's trained me all that I know, and I still feed from under his gems of wisdom even today. My leadership mentor has been a gentleman called Lincoln Mali from Standard Bank Group in South Africa. You can see they are from different spaces and industries. That's why I talk about an ecosystem. So I have benefited tremendously from various people who have been there for me in my career.
Wow, interesting. But thank you very much for joining me on HR Fridays. I wish you the best with your startup and all these boards that you're on and whatnot. I don't know how you do it, but you surely have mentors. Surely
yes,
you can
I
do that on your own.
That's right.
Thank you for joining us on HR Fridays. Remember to catch the action every last Friday of the month on our YouTube channel, House of Ruby. Make sure you subscribe as well. Go to our Facebook page, House of Ruby, and click like and enjoy all the action that we have for you. I'm telling you, 2020 is going to be an interesting year. This is HR Fridays. You are the CEO of you. Remember to stay safe. See you next month.